Okay, it's January of 2011.
Yep.
Okay, we're down in Washington, D.C. You're getting sworn in.
Yeah.
Okay, because you won the race.
I have it in my iPod, by the way.
All right, so it's January 2011. We're going to go back. We're going to go into this new world, and next year you're getting sworn in. What's one of the first things that you would like to do? If you could wave the magic wand and propose any legislation, what would be one of those items?
Well, let's back up just a second. Let's talk about that.
Well, and let me rephrase it. In terms of jobs.
Yeah, okay.
Let's stay focused on the jobs, because I think that's the most important issue.
Let me paint a little bit of a scenario for you, what I think is going to happen in 2010. I think it's going to be a watershed year throughout this country, not just in Massachusetts, but throughout this country. There are going to be 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe 70 new people, maybe more.
Maybe.
Coming down.
Yeah.
And they're going to be people that are a lot like me, people who are going to be fiscally conservative people looking to try and work towards balancing a budget, looking to live within our means. You know, and you can't do it the first year because it's taken us generations to get where we are. But we're going to have to start reining in those expenses and begin to now work as a block of people. So now the first assumption is there's going to be a block of people going down there who think somewhat alike, in fact, a lot alike, and almost become sort of a virtual third party, all right? We've been talking about Republicans and Democrats, actually both parties failing to serve their constituents. Is there a need for a third party? Well, if you got this virtual third party made up of people from both sides of the aisle who are similarly minded, you now have a very powerful voting bloc.
Right.
And so when you start taking a look now at first thing on jobs, you start taking a look at corporate income taxes and saying, you know, the corporate income taxes, they don't provide all that much to the federal budget. It's in the area of $350 billion. Let's just say you cut that by half. You went from 35% down to 17, 18%. That would be enough for a lot of jobs to become, first of all, you wouldn't lose as many jobs, and you'd be able to repatriate a lot of jobs. I'm very concerned with the amount of our infrastructure or manufacturing know-how, which is now resident in China. It's frightening to me. I think we can begin to repatriate some of that if we could make this hurdle rate much lower or much higher for companies to transfer jobs over to foreign shores.
Okay, so it's January 11th, 2011.
Right.
You can wave a magic wand and do whatever first thing you want to do. Cut the corporate tax rate?
We'll cut corporate tax rates.
Okay. All right, that's one issue.
Okay. Other things.
What's another one?
All right. Now we need to.
Any subject.
Okay. Well, now let's keep with the issue of the economy. So now you need to relieve us of a lot of regulatory burdens. All right. We cannot be, for example, heading down the road of cap and trade, which is just going to be another way of creating artificial scarcity, taxing businesses to death, and having those taxes be paid by people like you and me. So we're going to actually slow the economy down. We have to stop that. And if we're gonna play the climate change game, we have to do it on a worldwide basis. We have to get everybody on board, namely China and India, to cooperate at the same rate.
Right.
They're not going to fall for that, I don't think, because it limits their rate of growth, and they see that. By the way, it limits our rate of growth, so we have to back away from that type of additional taxation and regulation. So reduce regulatory burdens on our businesses. Let us go after that. A longer-term issue is education. We need to be producing college graduates with science, math, and engineering backgrounds. We're not doing nearly enough of that right now. And for those people that come to some of the finest universities in the world from other countries, we say, when you've gotten your degree, you can't stay. Go back home. Be innovative in China. Be innovative in India. We need to make sure that an immigration policy allows us to take advantage of these people now who have been graduated from our fine institutions and take advantage of that innovation for the benefit of the U.S. Corporations, for the benefit of the U.S. economy. So those are issues. Now, education obviously is a long-term issue. If you want to get down into the secondary education, we have to obviously be looking at how we educate our people in schools, how we incentivize our teachers. How do we distinguish between a teacher that's in great demand who teaches science or math versus one who may be in far less demand who teaches something more like art or music?
Well, this is the Sam Rosario Hour. My name is Sam Rosario. How do you like that one?
That was clever. That was like my website.
I actually just goofed up and said that. So anyway, 508-438-0965. We're talking with Tom Wesley, the candidate for the 2nd District of the, am I saying that right?
2nd Congressional District.
2nd Congressional District of Massachusetts, running against Richard Neal. So if you want to give us a call here at 508-438 and disagree with them, is a perfect opportunity for you to do that, right? I mean, you don't mind
Absolutely.
anyone
Well, you'll
that
hang up on the
disagrees
ones who disagree with
Oh,
you.
that's
right?
true.
You
That's
told
a
me
good
that
point.
in
Yeah,
the
we
beginning.
can do that. Yeah, we can just, filter them out. All those Democratic candidates, and they're, they'll get some callers. And look, we even got one right now. How's that? So
Excellent.
we'll see who's giving us a call. 508-438-0965. Let me ask you a couple of lightning round questions.
Sure.
We got the Tea Party, big movement in the country. Are you a Tea Party candidate, or you see yourself as in a line with the Tea Party? I mean, I know they don't endorse candidates, but I mean,
Well, I am a Tea Party candidate from that perspective.
Okay.
I am the alternative to the incumbent. And since there is no, and has not been, a viable Republican candidate for 12 years, I'm the best hope for the Tea Party. But I also believe in what they're doing. And really, they've been vilified by the left, particularly.
Geez, I guess by who, huh? I don't know. Could it be Republicans? No, it couldn't be. Could be the ones that are in power, couldn't it?
Well, let me tell you what I see when I'm campaigning. I see people coming up to me saying, Tom, I have never been to an event like this. Fill in the blank. I've never been to a campaign meet and greet.
Yep.
I've never reached out to a candidate before. I've never given a donation to a candidate before. But I'm doing it now because I am just appalled by what's going on in Washington.
Well,
and you multiply that by a bunch of frustrated people saying, how do I express myself? And the Tea Party movement was born of that. We look at Scott Brown's victory in January, and people say, oh, it's the shot heard around the world. I believe the shot heard around the world, the first one, was fired in April of 2009.
Right.
For the Tea Party rallies and the recess rallies.